We homeschool parents talk a lot about the must-haves for our kids, for our homes, and for our homeschool. But what about the must-haves for us? They really don't get talked about all that often. When I put out a call out a few weeks ago for some questions for me to address as part of my Tea Time Tuesday episodes, this was one of the questions. So thank you very much for sending that in to me. I love getting questions from you all because it helps me know what you actually want to see here on the channel. So please continue to send me any questions that you may have. I love getting them. But when it came to filming, I thought, hold on, this is a really valuable topic and it's not something that I see talked about all that often. I probably shouldn't do this just on my own. So I have invited a few other homeschooling parents to join me on this one. Each of us have created our own response video to the question of the must-haves for us as a parent in a homeschooling family. So they're not necessarily must-haves for your homeschool, they're must-haves for us as the parent. So each of us joining in on this have created our own videos and we have gathered them all together in one easy to watch playlist, which I will pop a link to that down below in the description box. So once you finish watching this one, head on over and watch all the other must-have for mums. So let's get into my must-haves for me personally. One of my absolute number one must-haves is books. Books just for me, regardless of what they're about, whether they're to do with parenting, child raising, home education, education in general, or simply just novels for me to while away the time and get lost in. I find those moments that I spend in a book so valuable to me. And of course, if you have been around for any length of time, you know that I participate in a monthly book club with a few other friends, and that has genuinely been a highlight of my month as a stay-at-home homeschooling mother. So books would probably have to be my number one must-have for me. Another thing that I love, and it's such a simple thing, but just the lighting of a candle and the aroma of that through the house, it just sets a really lovely tone for the space. And I do enjoy setting everything up on the table, lighting a table, ready to start the day. So I love candles. Exercise is a big one, and it's one that I don't do very well at all. It's definitely something that always falls by the wayside for me when life is simply too busy. I think it's about finding ways to incorporate exercise into our days, especially when we've got little children, that doesn't see us having to go join the gym. So it's nature walks, heading out into the bush, doing those types of things, going to the park and running around with our kids, kicking the soccer ball around with them in the backyard. All of those count as exercise, and it's just how we find that way to bring that into our lives. And I certainly wouldn't be where I am today without the support of friends. And I think friends outside of the homeschooling world and inside of the homeschooling world are just as important as each other. And that doesn't mean that you need a plethora of friends. 1, 2 great friends that you know are always there to support you is an absolute must-have as a homeschooling parent. We all need someone that we can openly and honestly share our highs and our lows with, and know that they just simply get us. So I know I touched on books in the beginning, but I just want to add anything by Brené Brown. She is one of my most favourite authors, so not necessarily this book, but any book by Brené Brown. This is just the one that I grabbed off the bookshelf. But Brené is an amazing woman, an amazing researcher, and a wonderful author. And her books have provided me with so much reassurance, so much comfort. They've caused me to do a lot of personal inner work at the same time, but they've really helped me to grow as a person. And Brené Brown's work will always find a place on my bookshelves. Another really simple pleasure, but one that can just bring us 10 minutes of peace in the middle of a chaotic day, is finding a lovely corner spot somewhere, sitting down and enjoying a really nice cup of tea in a lovely, beautiful, favourite mug. Bringing something like that in as a ritual, as part of your daily life, where you know at some point every day you're going to boil that kettle, pull out your favourite cup and pour yourself a beautiful cup of piping hot tea or coffee or whatever that is for you, and sitting, taking a moment just to be with yourself in amidst the chaos of a busy homeschooling day. So I always say, find yourself a cup or a mug that is your absolute favourite, keep it special, keep it treasured, and create that little ritual, that daily 10 or 15 minutes for yourself, just to be with yourself. And then something just for a bit of fluff and wind down time is some kind of TV show just for you. I know we're not all TV watchers, but I love just to put on truly just a bit of rubbish on Netflix at the end of a day that I can sit down, not have to think too hard about it, and just wind down on the lounge and possibly have a laugh or two. Something that I've come to realise over the 15 years of homeschooling and nearly 20 years of being a parent is how important it is for us mothers to have something that is our own, to have something that's outside of the family that truly we make our own, whether that is simply just a hobby or whether it is more of a paid activity. That will be personal preference, but I think all too often we can lose ourselves at times in the motherhood role and in the homeschooling parent role. And so having something that truly is just for us, some type of hobby, no matter what that is for you, something that is just yours and yours alone. Of course, I don't think any of us could do this homeschooling thing without our very own homeschooling tribe. We all need a group that we can hang out with, go to the park, the beach, a theme park, or excursions. They are such a valuable asset to any home educating family, and I know that our homeschool would not have been anywhere near as successful as it has been without immersing ourselves in a homeschooling tribe. And I know sometimes this can be difficult depending on where you live, and it's not feasible for everyone. But for those of you that it is, I highly recommend doing what it is that you can to create some kind of homeschooling village or tribe that is around you. It can be really hard work because it can take time to actually find a place that you and your children fit. And so just because it doesn't work with the first group of people that you meet doesn't mean that it won't work with the next group of people. So I do urge you to keep at that, keep seeking out, keep meeting new people and growing that basis of a nice little village for your homeschool to be a part of. Another thing that has been really, really valuable to me, although this is sometimes a double-edged sword, is online groups. Online Facebook groups especially. There is such a wealth of information inside those groups if you find the right group for you. So any group that I join that isn't uplifting, that isn't encouraging, that doesn't make me feel good about being there, I either quickly leave, or you'll find that I very rarely participate in the group. And so the vibe of the group is definitely going to be set by the admin and the moderators and their thoughts and feelings around the topic of home education. So it is about seeking out the right group for you, because again, we're all different. We all align with different philosophies and thinkings and leanings when it comes to education, and there are different groups for different things. There's a resources group and curriculum style group and a registration group. You've got your generic state-based groups. But seeking out the best group and the one that you feel the most comfortable, confident and happiest in. But absolutely, I'm very, very thankful for all of the information that the homeschooling community so freely offers. So really, these are all pretty simple things, but they're all really, really important to me. They're all little things that pull together and provide me with a really nice self-care, self-improvement package and allow me to continue on this journey of homeschooling in a positive way. So don't forget to head on down to the playlist, and I will try to leave a link here on the screen as well, where you can see other homeschooling parents sharing their homeschooled mum must-haves. What have you found that have been must-haves for you on this journey? Please share them down below in the comments. And as always, thank you for joining me. And until next time, bye for now.